good day. Let's go through your database to see where you have some issues. We'll try to fix them and improve the logic. I apologize in advance because English is not my native language, so please don't scold me too much for my mistakes. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat and I will answer all of them. In the video, I will refer to GTO concepts sometimes, especially on the famous poker site called PLO Mastermind from Jane Anders. Maybe you heard about it. But objectively speaking, it's not necessary because people already play very differently from pre-flop. So even, c-bet on a flop, ranges will not be accurate and correct enough. So all you have to do is just to trust me, to rely on me, and listen to what I have to say. I recommend that you grab a pen and paper so you can write down any concepts and questions that you may have later. I will also attach a draft and notes that I will use throughout the video. So let's get started. So I can immediately see that tables that you are playing are on Club GG, PLO5 with the mandatory 45% FPIP and the minimum buy-in is 30 BB. I don't think these kind of games are profitable because there is no edge, the big edge playing against this kind of players, and you pay too much rake, too much rake. So I don't think these games are profitable, and I recommend you to not play this kind of games. I don't know your rake back, I don't know the rake structure in these clubs, in these games, but I suppose that those games are unbeatable at all. And I could see, and I could see most of these games played with these tables, 30 BB and mandatory 45% VPIP. So just try to not play this kind of games because look, 23 BB, 36 BB, it's not beatable at all because you have so many pre-flop all-ins, mandatory all-ins on the flop, and you just pay too much rake for it. So try to not play this kind of games. Um, Also, I have to say that VPIP tables, I mean mandatory VPIP tables, should not affect your game in any way. So it's impossible to maintain the 45% VPIP and play and make your game profitable. So you just sit on the table, play 20 to 50 hands as usually you play, and do not try to maintain your VPIP to 45 to sit on this table. So just play as usual. Do not increase your preflop. So I would recommend tables with the minimum buy-in 40 BB, not 30, but 40. And I wouldn't pay attention to such a concept as maintaining your VPIP. So just play your game and do not try to maintain your VPIP to still sit on the table. So as I can see, you, this, I mean, you is a really loose passive player with a VVSF, bond when so flop percent is 34. That's really low. So I don't even think that you know what is bluff, you know, and you lose a lot of EV by not bluffing. That's most the point, and I will tell you next what you should do with it. But the first look is you try to maintain your VPIP and you do not bluff at all. So let's start from the preflop. Uh, as I can see, you use limps in your game, and I don't think it's profitable. So when you limp, you lose 40 BB and 100. So should you have to eliminate all open limps from your game. Let's see how it plays when it's unopened face preflop. So when it's unopened and you make an open limp, you play minus 56 BB and 100. Look, so I suggest you to turn off. I know the reason, because you try to maintain your VPIP because of those tables, but do not maintain your VPIP. If you were kicked out from the table, create new account and sit with from the new account. So that's the point. The VIP games cannot affect your game. So do not open limp and do not make limps. The thing is, you limp from the EP 18, but you limp on BB 9% of hands. You should change its numbers, because when you are in position, you should play more hand that you play out of position when you are on EP. So let's take a look on the kind of hands that you limp in, like from EP. This hand should be fold, pre-flop, not limp fold, but just fold. When you limp this hand, you lose 100 BB and then 100 when you limp fold this hand. And so when the fish player 1850 isolating, then you should call. But what was the logic of limping this hand? To maintain your VPIP? Do not let me show you this card. Yeah, 50 BB. I don't think is the good limp. You also just have to fold it. It's also fold pre-flop. It's also this the worst hand. So I suggest you to buy a PLO mastermind and train your pre-flop ranges from there. I think at least it's the good base. They have a good trainer. You click, 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 fold, raise, fold, raise, fold, raise, and you will know this kind of hands. This type of hand should be open, not limp. It's not limp, it's open, not limp call. It's also open or fold, depends on players. But now I think you should fold, because he was debating 17%. It's open or fold, but it's okay to open here. This can't fold. Fold, it's a trash. So let's see what kind of hands you also limp. It's okay. It's fine, but look, it's 30 BB and it's 50 BB. So many short stacks that you cannot afford you to go into pot with this type of hands, because when the smaller SPRs you have, the more higher cards you should have. So this is good for big SPR. and it's not good for a small SPR like this kind of stacks. You can isolate this hand, or you should fold because I don't think this type of hands play good in multi-way spots. It should be an isolate, just push pot button. Um, it's also an isolate because you don't want to put blind in your spot. Oh no, so why? Okay. You should also isolate. You don't want to play multi-pot with blinds. It's also isolate. Do not overcall this hand. You don't want to. You don't want blinds to be in this spot. Here you can isolate or fold. I don't think limp is a good play right here. Um, it's open raise, just open raise. Do not limp here, or it's not small blind, or it's and what if it's big blind? Where is your small blind? If you are on a small blind, yeah, but it says that you are on the button, so small blind is right here, and you should just open. This is definitely should be an isolate. It's a good hand. This should be a fold. Okay. So as you can see, every time when you limp, you lose 56 BB every 100 of hands. So we are not using SB, small blind, and you're still losing 56. And if it's unopened, so you now, when you make an over limp, you're still losing 39. So just do not limp. Play raise or fold. Do not use limp in your game. So let's go next. Cold calls. It's really necessary to reduce the number of cold calls because now you have 26 and the good numbers are like something between 10 and 15. You play too much hands and you play a lot of hands that should be folded. Let's just have a look. Okay, now call is okay because he min raised. Okay, call is okay. Here, okay, because it's 2BB open, okay. Okay, 2BB, why they open 2BB? Okay. Again, 2BB. Okay, maybe it's the feature of the tables that you played. 20BB. That's awful. Why do you play in this kind of game? That's definitely should be folded. Or maybe you will go because there is but the recreational player, the VIP player, just only have 25 BBs and your hand is not play amazing. Out of position with this SPR, the pot will be 10 and he has only 23. No, it should be folded. Okay, 2.5 open. Okay, but if it make a pot, you should fold. This definitely should be fold even to 2 BBs. It's okay. This should be folded. I don't think it's a good play. This also should be folded. It's the trash. It also should be folded. Even to 2.5 because regular makes limp and you don't want to play this hand out of position. This is fold. So GTO says that it's fold and you have when you call this type of hands you should be really have a plan on the hand because this is really out of the range. So most of time you should fold this hand because I don't see where you can earn the money, because this is some 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 type of regular. This on the blinds are also loose regulars, so I don't think you will earn money from calling this hand or this type of hands. If there were two, if it was double suits, okay, you can call, but still, I don't think it's profitable, especially with the rake structure. I don't think they have a good rake structure on GG clubs. Why you called? Why you called? Because these guys don't have squeezes. I mean, enough squeezes. So what's the point to call it? Is the good aces to three bet? This is a fold. This is also fold. Uh, this this hand you should three bet, make three bet, because he's loose. You are in position with double suit pure hand. So this is a three bet. And then, okay, last hand is something between fold and the call, but I think you should still fold this hand, because it has four suits, and you play with from against the tight player. So depending on the rake and rake back structures, cold calls, well, you uh, can be really different, but I don't think GG clubs have a good rake structure and good rake back. So I recommend you to not cold call more than like 15% of hands. Okay? And I'm gonna show you just a map how you play. So you just call a raise, and your position is not blinds. See? You play minus 31 BB and 100 when you just make a pre-flop call, because you're playing so much trash hands. So do not call so much. Also do not cold call on small blind at completely at all. Now you're calling too much trashy hands. Fold, fold, fold. This is okay. But I don't like the bet sizing flop. But let's take a look how you play when you are small blind. So someone opens, yeah, and you are on small blind. Yeah, that kind of hands. As I said, it's a completely fold. Let's take a this is also a fold. Why do you call here? For what's the reason? It's a trashy hand. It's also trash hand, fold, pre-flop, 3.5. Oh, nice. 510 with no mandatory VPIP. This table is okay. This table is good. Play this type of tables. This is a good table. But I don't see recreational player here. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I don't know who is the recreational player here, because it looks like a regular. Is also and is also. This also should be fold pre-flop. It's fold pre-flop. Fold. So you called too much. This should be a 3-bet. Yeah, 3-bet. You called too much hands. Try to fold them, and it will be much more effective, because now when you are on a small blind, you play minus 50 BB and 100. If you just fold all hands. But now you call some hands and still folding, and you get minus 93 EVBB and 100. So just try to decrease the amount of hands that you played on the small blind because you also are out of position. It's really hard to realize your equity. So just fold more on small blind. And also, let me take a look. Also, you should fold more or big blind on big blind. Because when, okay, the simple math, when you are on the big blind, your lose rate is 100 EV, BB, and 100. But you are still playing minus 100 EV, yeah? And you are calling something. But it's okay, but when you decrease the number of hands, it will be much simpler, much easier for you to play them, and you will decrease this number to minus 70, minus 60. It will be really good, really better for you. So try to not call so much hand on small blind and on big blind. As I can see, you have a really good three bets. Yeah, that's the nice. It's really nice. Yeah, also squeezes. Great, 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 great. Great, 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 great. Let's have this small look on type of hands. Good, great, 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 great. So yeah, you know how to squeeze, you know how to, oh, 1 second. What is this? From EP. Ah, 26 BBs. Why do you play 26 BBs? I don't think it's profitable. Try to use 100 BB. Good, 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 great, great, good, good, good. Oh, interesting. Why? Uh, I think it's kind of loosey, but okay. Okay, 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 okay. Good, good, good. Oh, what? Oh, 1 second. It's not a three bet. Oh, he have a fold bigger than 10. Yeah, okay. That's okay. Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah, you know how to three bet. That's great. That's great. That's great. Let's go further. Fold to squeeze. As a PFR, as a preflop caller, you should increase the fold on squeeze to 50% because now you're playing too much hands when you face a squeeze. So just fold more when you face the squeeze. So I'm gonna show you a couple of hands that you played that should be folded pre-flop when you face the squeeze. Like this type of hand, look, you make a good isolate and you have a squeeze, and here you should fold because it's not profitable to get into this type of hand. You shouldn't have pocket pair when you face squeeze mostly, but you will handle it when you start to use trainer, PLO mastermind. Call. It's something, but no, that's player. It's really, yeah, crazy. So it's also, I think you can fold. Still, you can fold. No need to go. No need to put another 35, 36 BBs to this spot. But because this player is crazy, but some okay, but it's not really necessary. This type, this hand, look, it should be folded, or he has squeezed 16%, so he's also crazy player. Then you can just make a 4 bet because when you have call, you will have also two calls here, and there will be a big pot, and your hand you will not do on most type of the boards what to do because he will make a pot bet, and you will have like an overpair plus gut shot, and you will don't know what to do. Of course, when you hit your top set, it's easy to play like blah 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 blah. But on the most type of boards, you will not. On the most structures, you will not understand what to do because you will have two players behind you, and that player will make a bet mostly. This also, his squeeze is 16, but still it's kind of trashy hand. You can fold it. Okay, this type of hands you should call. This is also call. Okay, call. This hand, bam bam, limp raise. It's a fold. This hand sizing, it's not plus pot, it's just x3. Yeah, call okay. Call okay. I also want to play in on these tables. Um, you have deep stacks, okay, call is okay, because you are in position. Yep, this type of hand, yeah, call, call, but depends on the action. Yeah, it's call. Mm, this hand, I think it's like even this type of hand you can fold. Well, call is okay, but depends on the player. This player is kind of solid one. So looks his stats like he plays like a regular, but yeah, because you also have a regular behind you. So I think it's fold is okay. But if you had like swap the suits like ace 8 of hearts and king 7 of diamonds, then you can call. But now it's close, but because of the rake and blah blah blah, I think fold is good. What's happening? What? Oh, oh. Okay, no comments. But why do you make min raise and why didn't you make 4-bet here? Maybe it's no. I thought it was not pot limit but limit poker. This definitely should be a fold. Yeah, yeah, this is fold. Yeah, good. Okay. This, yeah, call is okay. This hand, let's take a look. It's fold because you don't have a suited ace. When you have unsuited ace, you fold preflop like 99% of times. So here is a completely fold. So just try to fold more when you face the squeeze. As a preflop raiser, as a preflop caller. So to sum up your preflop, you should decrease your cold calls and you should not to limp at all. You should not limp at all. You can over limp on button, like let me show you. You can make an over limp on button, but still, yes. And you are over limp, and when you are in position, yeah, as you can see, you play like 50 pb. So yeah, you can still play on button with the limps, but when you are on especially early positions, you have to fold it all. Okay. Okay, let's go to the postflop stats. As I mentioned above, the player is a too passive player who doesn't have enough aggression and VVSF. It means that the player does not bluff at all, and the biggest problem is that he allows the other players to freely realize their equity. So also the player has too many faults on bets, as you can see, but it comes from the high preflop BPIP. It goes from here because you called too much hands. Surely you fold too much on flop. Yeah. Let's take a small look on this type of hands. So it's not over limp, it should be raised. Two pairs. Okay. This also should be fold pre-flop. Okay, fold flop. Okay, it's open raise, but the size, I don't like the sizing. Try to use just pot. Because you are deep stack, maybe it's a good fold, but still it's okay. Bum. Okay. Call. Okay. Why did you fold here your two pairs? They have no backup, but a lot of players will be c-bet, just make a range c-bet here, so your two pairs is enough, because I think he will check on many turns, on many rivers, so he will be faced up, and you can, I mean, you can call this type of hands even with no backup. Is it bomb pot or something? Okay, okay. Also don't understand why did you fold this hand. I think you should bet, or at least it's check call. Do not fold. All again. Bam. Yeah, looks like fold because of boom pot. Also boom pot. I think it's a kind of good candidate to bet. The sizing like 1/3, maybe half pot, because you have blocker. You have good blocker. You can bluff on next streets. You also have two pairs. Bottom two pairs, but still, it's a bomb pot. So yeah, I think bets is much better than check fold. Call, okay, maybe sometimes you can squeeze, but you are deep with this guy, no need. Pot bet, okay, okay, complete, okay. This is 100% fold. Do not call this type of hands, even from early position, especially from early position. Here I think you have to bet, because you have two pairs. You also have a lot of good runouts, like 6, 7, 8, 9, queen, and two backdoor flush draws. So it's definitely should be a bet, or maybe sometimes check raise, check call, depends on player. But it's not fault. It's too nitty to fold here. Also don't understand why did you fold two top pairs. Yeah, also you have a gut shot. Also you have some kind of backdoor flush draw. No, it's not fold. Two pairs. Okay, last hand. Let's take a look. Okay, here is a fold. Next, I can see that player has very weak, and poorly weak uh, check and check behind ranges. So it means that when you check on the flop and someone bets into you, you fold 64%, and when you check, make a check behind, you fold 76% of time. It means that something's happened with your range of badly constructed range. Check, 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 check. I think you should bet on your own because everyone checked on the flop. You also have a backup, two pair backup. Also, you have straight flush blocker. Like it's the nuts here is 8-9 of diamonds, but not ace high flush. So I think you should bet on your own. It's fold preflop, but okay. Check, check, check. Here you have to bet 1/3, maybe half in pot. But yeah, if you check again, you fold. Okay. Let's go through these hands. After he's checking, you definitely should have a bet because you have a lot of good runouts. And also he can instantly check fold. But here, yeah, of course you have to fold. You have to fold your, because you do not stab also enough. When someone checked, you should definitely bet much, much more, much, much more. Kill off pre-flop, check, 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 check. Here, because of 4 people. Yeah, it's definitely something between check or bet. Sizing is awful. Okay, call. Okay, check, check. Here, I think you have to bet. You should bet here because you have gut shot, blocker on a pair, a backdoor flush draw, and blocker to flush draw heart. I mean, so you should bet here half and pot. But here, yeah, you again have to fold this. After check on pair boards, you definitely should bet. Do not make check behind because you have a lot of runouts. Good for you, like 5, 7, 8, 10. Even the king is fine. But after he's checking, like 95% of time, he doesn't have a 6x, 6x, so he capped. And when you bet, you're not capped. Call. Check, check, check. Now also you should bet 1/3 or half in pot just to just people have to fold their you know hands like 5/6, 5/7, 6/7, some random gut shots. Even bear king like king 9/9, 3/3. I don't know, some type of hands. But here, yes, it's fold. It is fold pre-flop. You shouldn't call too much on small blind, as I said above. And here, yeah. Okay, sometimes you can even 3-bet this hand, but no, not against this type of player because his open race is too small. It's call. After he checking, because of his small open race, yes, you can check behind, but You have two backdoor flush draws. You have good blockers on future run now, some of them. Uh, and he also kept, he doesn't have 2-3 in his range because his raise first is too small. I mean, he has like ace ace 2-3, king king 2-3, some type of this hand, but it's a very small part of his range. And this type of board is yours because you have much more Nazis here. You have much more hands like 3, 6, 6, 7. So yeah, you can definitely bet, make a pro bet. But after you bet run out, you have to fold. Call, check, check. Here. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. It's fold. Fold. This hand, this type of hands played very bad on in multi multi-handed spots. So all you can get is like quads of eights and some straight flushes from Jack 8, but it's not enough. Oh, we saw this. You should bet on turn. Okay, last hand. Let's take a look. Check, check. Here is a bet because you have much more 6-4s in your range than his. Also, he really capped, so you should bet here. And here you just check fold it. No, at least it's check call because you don't even block the clubs. You also have a pair. You have top pair. I mean, he capped on 6-4s. You have some runouts to nuts like 9. I just don't like a fold here. Also, let's take a small look on your fold to steps, especially for big sizing. Oh no, it's even you fold more to small sizing even than the big O. Okay, open, okay, fine. Bum, bum, bum. Ah, to maintain your VPIP, understand. Check, okay, oh boy. It's just 1/3. I think it is some kind of crying calls because you have some odds. Of course, you will sometimes you get into tough situations when you had your flush and opponent again makes a bet, and then you have to decide why am I calling flop, blah blah. But sometimes, he just betting his, uh, for example, king jack 9 with no spades, just for 1/3, or he bets 3-3 right here, or 10 queen. So you just have two good odds to fold your hand. Hop, min raise. Here is a bet. Sometimes, of course, they have deuce in their hands, but it will not happen too often. Most of the time, you just get this spot, just bet 1/3 or like 40% of pot or something. And when he bets here 1/3, you should call your hand because you have overpair. It never folded to 1/3. Um, his called call is 34. That's too much. And the big blind is a VIP player, so but still, yeah, it's too weak. Yeah, it's too weak and stuff. 1/3. Okay, crying fold. Open. Okay, 1/3 because of their cold calls. The cold call is 32. That's too much. But you have gutshot, you have flush draw, so you should bet here 1/3 and then decide what to do next. But too often you just get this pot. When he bets 1/3, mm, he's not aggressive guy. So yeah, fault is okay. Open raise. Yeah, this is a yeah, this is spot when you fold. But if you was 1/1, definitely you should decide to check raise or bet this hand. Okay, bet half pot, 1/3 half pot, but you can fold here. You have a not backdoor flush draw. You have gut shot. You have pair. The board is dry, and he bets only half pot. You should check call here, or even not check raise, check call or bet. Open raise, king, fold. Open raise, good. He folds, this guy folds to c-bet like 79, and this guy has called call 92. But you have not backdoor flush draw. I think it's really profitable just to make a bet here, like 1/3, because this guy folds too much and this guy calls preflop too much, so a lot of his hands are really trash. Also, you have a good run outs. If every second pair will be good against him, and this guy will fold too much. So yeah, you can bet here 1/3, not half, or just 1/3. That's fine. But when he makes a bet, yeah, you should fold. Here, yeah, it's fine. Good. Okay, last hand. Um, you have 9/9 and 8, so it's 1/3 because you block continuing range too much, like 7/9, like yes, 7/9. They have some 6/6s, but I prefer to bet here because this hand is. If you check this hand, you have to make check call for and don't know what to do on the next future streets. So just bet, make a bet, 40%. And here it's like something between call and you don't want to play out of position with no aggression with this type of hands because you don't will not understand what to do on future streets. That's why you should bet. Also, I can see that the player has very, very small donks. It's 5% donks, which should be around 15%. I assume it comes from misinterpretation, misunderstanding of supposed ranges, and you don't bluff too much, and you do not protect your range, your combination on flop. Like here, you don't because you have nuts, but yeah. But when you had here the hand like king 6/6, king 5/6/6, you will not donk, but it's also a donk. For example, here's a 3-bet. Even with this stack, it's completely because you don't want to play without position 4-way. Here you don't. Also, it could be a check raise. Oh, sneaky. Fold preflop. Here is it's a good donk. It's a bet. Why did you check here? Why did you check turn? I don't understand. Call. It can be a done here, but it's fine to just check call or check raise here. Depends on his range. His 3-bet is around 10%, so he has kings and queens. It's not only aces 3-betting here. So check raise, check call is fine. I don't think donk is the best option here. Right, 3-bet. Nice donk. Nice. Like it, but this hand also is too it's too good to donk. As usual, we donk the worst hands that we would like to check raise. So this the bottom range of our check raise range. And here is a check raise. Bum, bum. Oh, you find a good donk. Nice, good. Yeah, because of recreational player on big blind, you can call. Yeah, okay, but most of the time it's just fold pre-flop and donk. Okay, like it. No, why did you check? Because 5-7 doesn't matter. You should still bet, but sizing should be like 2/3, 66%. Okay, call 7, donk again. No, you play so no, you don't. You don't care about your protecting range or something. So on the flop, you say, "Hey guys, I have queens. Here the straight comes, and you, okay, my set is not good enough. I will check call. And here, oh, I have set with the 10-9. It's fine, but it's too. I don't know how to say it, but it's too cringe. A good donk. But I prefer the sizing. I think you can donk. You can choose the higher sizing, like 2/3 or 75% of pot. Um, on this turn, I think you still can bet. Like you donk half and pot, and this turn you also can continue because he has type of hands like queen 4, 4/4. He can even, fold his flush here. I don't know, for example, 2/3 or 2/8. So maybe, I don't know, but sometimes when you make the player folds flush here, that's that will be a good bet. And also you have some protection on river when the board will be paired. But if he raises, so what? You just fold. It's fine. I mean, when you bet here for 2/3 or like half, if you bet here 50% of pot and he raises you, you just fold your hand. You will not burn your equity, you know. Here, yes, okay. Good donk, but again, the sizing should be, I think, when I play and I make a donk, I use 2/3, like 66% of pot, sometimes 75, depends on people. Here is a recreational player, and I have a good hand, I can bet more, like 75% of pot. Why didn't you continue baiting? You wanted to check raise, your hand is not good for check raise, and now you just give a free card to 3-4 raise, 4 raise, 3-3-6, 4-6. You should continue to bet because you, or what was the plan? You bet half pot and want to what, to get two folds? No, you never get two folds here to this size with even with your blockers. So you should continue your aggression because you have not gut shot, you know, not flush draw. And those guys, most of 95% of the time they kept, so they don't have sets. Sometimes they don't even have 10-5, I mean two pairs. Also you block top pair. So their ranges looks like they have gotcha, so straight draw around 2 and 5. And sometimes hands like 10 with something. And king flush draw, of course. And here you have double nuts blocker. It's always a bet. Or now check raise. Ah! 1/3 call, 1/3. They are two capped, so you just make plus pot and take free chips. So it has 2-5 and this one have 3-4. So yeah, wrap. Donk, okay. Check. Okay. Now I like the check because you block a flush draw, yeah, from the flop, and you do not block any straight, any jack or 10. You don't have jack or 10 in your hand. And you have a queen 9, so you blocked a lot of like pairs to pairs, and you do not block straight. So yeah, now I like check, and this sh should be a check fold most of the time. When he check, I think we can bet 1 BB or just check fold. Yeah, nice. Okay. And donk. Yes, good. This is a good donk. Yeah, you find it. Good, good, good. I'm proud. This can be a 3-bet. Donk, okay. Now you have jack blocker and you do not block diamonds. So here you should continue to bet. Also just bet half. If you like half pot, as for me I don't like, then you should continue to bet 1-1. Oh, but here, oh, phew, and yeah, check fold. Don't scary. When the straight comes, it doesn't means that everyone has their straight their nuts there. They also have hands, as I said, you do not block diamonds, blue cards at all, and you block a straight blocker. Okay, this card is not good because you block more two pairs or something, but still okay. You just don't have any diamonds here, so you should continue bet. Okay, the last hand can also be a 3-bet, but okay. and the nuts. Depends on their aggression. The aggression, small aggression, small aggression. Okay, then yeah, you can down here. You can nice, nice. Also, I can see that the player is under bluffing river. He betting he bets only 27% of time, and the win on showdown of 81, of course, because he had completely no bluffs. Most of the bluffs comes from the double blockers. I just saw a hands, and yes, it's like this double blocker. Uh, I suggest you to bluff more, just to bluff more. You don't need two blockers. Sometimes one blocker is enough to make a profitable bet, especially versus capped range. Let's take a small look. Limp call, as I said, you shouldn't. It's you can open, but this hand don't open on middle position. It's just fold pre-flop. Here, after check, you can bet, but it's about river. River 75%. Okay. Bet. Okay. Bet. And river 75. I think it's too much. Half pot or one third. Bet. Bet. Okay. One third. Good. Why didn't you bet on flop? You have blocker. No one bets, so they most of the time they kept. You don't block, almost don't block clubs, so just bet for value. Check, okay, check, call. Depends on player, but I don't like check call here. Check, check, and after this, I think it's too high bet. You should you should think about betting pot bet here or one third. Like divide your range here, but not 75. And for this type of hand, I think one third is fine. Check, 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 check. One third. Yep, good. I like this bluff. Donk. Oh, he has big aggression. No donk. Bet okay, and bell. Okay. Okay, okay. I took a closer look to in position C bets here. At the first glance, it looks acceptable, but there are a lot of hands that this range fills with the hands from other branches, like from check behind, especially for check behind branches. So my recommendation is just to bet almost everything, like to increase your in position C bet from 50 to 70%. Like try to bet everything, try to bet everything. And when you get raised, just fold. Don't scare it to be raised, it's fine. Here is C bet, yeah. This, I mean this type of hands. Like open raise, C bet, but and why did you call? You can just go all in on the flop. C bet, okay. The Out of position, C bet, it looks like a GTO because in GTO world it doesn't want to bet a lot out of position. But then in GTO, when you checked out of position, you should have a larger check raise frequency with a lot of bluffs and semi bluffs. It's kind of a difficult strategy, but as I could see, you only check raising not nuts. But and my recommendation is just to increase your out of position c bet. Do not check so much. Also, you have to increase your delay to 60 or even to 70%. Now it's 29. Delays type of spots when you check behind and the player, your opponent checks again. So you should just to increase it because you play against a really capped and a really weak part of his range, and you can bet completely everything and take free money. Look, here it is when you check flop and bet turn. 586 EV. You understand how it works? When you bet, you print money. Like check, bet, boom. Check, bet, boom. Delay. You should delay more, much more. You only goes to the showdown 31% of time. So it's 2 times you just bet, and in 2 cases out of 3 you don't need a hand, because you don't need a card when you do not showdown it. You can have quad of uh, deuces like 2 2 2 2 3, 2 times of 3. So just bet more with delay especially. To sum up, I would just like to quote a popular saying: bet until you get raised. So don't scary to bet, because until there is a showdown, no one knows what card you have. So just bet. In position, out of position, delay, one bet river. Try to bet more. And do not limp. I mean, do not open limp. And cold call much less hands. And you'll become a really you become from loose passive to tight aggressive player. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, ask them in chat. I will answer them all. Thank you.